My name is Brandon Summers. I'm a resident of the Tahiti Park neighborhood and have lived in the neighborhood for about 27 years. For those of you not familiar with Tahiti Park, we are a small city neighborhood with about 40 homes. We can trace our neighborhood back to 1851 with the Whitakers, Sarasota's first official citizens, who lived in our neighborhood on the Whitaker Bayou. We are bordered on the north by Whitaker Bayou, the east by US 41, the south by Whitaker Gateway Park, and the west by Sarasota Bay. We have only one entrance and exit to our neighborhood. Hampton Road, like a lot of neighborhoods in Sarasota, is a single-family neighborhood with a mix of old and new homes. One even dates back to 1910. We are most proud of our natural vegetation and beautiful tree canopy. About a month ago, the city posted signs announcing a community workshop to discuss a rezone of 2 lots in our neighborhood located at 1186 and 1174 Hampton Road. These lots are currently 2 pieces of vacant property zoned RMF3, on which 30 years ago there was a single-family home. The lots had been recently purchased, so when we saw the sign for a rezone request from RMF3, which is residential multifamily moderate density, to NT North Trail, we thought, that's odd. Shouldn't they also be requesting a future land use comp plan amendment change? We called the city and spoke to staff about this, and they said the land use was not residential multifamily moderate density, but instead community commercial. This was shocking news and did not make any sense. How could 2 parcels be in one land use category and zoned for another? Further, why did this happen, and why do we not know about it? So we asked staff if they could look into when this land use change happened, because my neighborhood was certainly never made aware of it. We then met with city staff, and they said that apparently the land use changed in 2007-2008 during the EAR process, which is no longer required. It used to be mandated by the state so that every 7 years, cities were required to go through their comp plan, which includes the Future Land Use Map, or FLUM, and update the roughly 1,000-page document. The process could take 2 or 3 years, multiple community meetings, commission meeting, public hearings, and many hours by the city planning staff. City staff members recalled no discussion of these specific parcels' land use changing, but assumed the staff logic could have been like facing like. But they had no documentation on any discussion, neither city staff nor public, except the land use map. Specifically, the old land use map had these 2 parcels colored orange, and in the updated map, they were colored red. We immediately called Dick Clapp, our former District 2 representative on the City Commission at the time, and asked why he did not let someone from our neighborhood know about the potential land use change. He said he was involved in the EAR process and studied the proposed changes to the comp plan before he was elected to the City Commission, and continued to study it, of course, after being on the commission, this taking place over 2 or 3 years. He recalled no discussion or written documentation on those parcels, and would surely have alerted us to this had he seen it. We asked the same question of Kelly Kirshner, the District 3 rep on the City Commission, and he said that he too neither read nor heard anything about a land use change in Tahiti Park. The only written documentation was the FLUM. The commissioners would have had to literally compare parcel by parcel from the old map to the proposed map to see the color on these parcels change from orange to red. There was no written or verbal notification given for this land use change, and no process was followed for this land use change, a change that would normally require 3 public hearings and a supermajority vote of 4-1 on the City Commission. So imagine the surprise and discontent of my neighbor who abuts this property when he heard about this. He bought his house in 2005. The land use was multifamily moderate density zoned RMF3. Now, without ever being notified, not him personally, not by his neighborhood representative, not his District 2 City Commission representative, not by city staff, not by anyone, the property's land use next to his house had changed from residential to commercial on 2 vacant pieces of property. We are in no way accusing anyone of anything. Perhaps an oversight occurred. Maybe this was a simple suggestion by a city planning staff member that was obviously never analyzed or discussed, and was erroneously instituted without process. During the EAR Comp Plan amendment, errata changes or publishing errors are discussed and voted on. These are minor updates and almost literally text corrections. Why wouldn't a land use change in a residential neighborhood be given the same process? We presented a resolution to the CCNA, or City Coalition of Neighborhood Association, concerning this issue. This resolution was unanimously approved by the CCNA. The resolution is as follows. We resolve that the CCNA assist the Tahiti Park Neighborhood Association in determining the procedure or lack thereof by which the land uses on 1186 and 1174 Hampton Road were changed from multifamily moderate density to community commercial, including possible recourse and or reversion to the correct land use for the association, and additionally investigate whether parcels in other city neighborhoods may have been similarly changed. Thank you for your consideration in viewing this presentation.